This is the 2025 Honda Ridgeline TrailSport. Is it the most underrated mid-size truck? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. And you might wonder why I started the video out the way that I did. Somebody's probably going to get in the comment section and say, that's not a 2025, it's a 24, that's clickbait. Well, that's why I showed you the window sticker to show that it is a 25. Now here's the thing. I know a lot of people have been clamoring for a full redesign of the Ridgeline. Hopefully we'll get that for 2026. We'll just have to wait and see. I dare not guess. But for now, for those of you who are looking to buy a Ridgeline, because you know what? When it is redesigned, you can be guaranteed of one thing, the price will go up. So, might be a good time to buy for the 2025 model year. I'm going to show you what you can expect to find if this is what you're looking for specifically on the TrailSport trim level. I am here at Holmes Honda. If you want to know more about this particular model or anything else they have in inventory at the dealership, check out the link down in the description of the video. And as far as the TrailSport goes, this particular trim level, we're going to find a few things, including the TrailSport badging. That will be on the front and the rear. We'll also find orange interior lighting. I don't know if I'd call it so much ambient lighting. You won't be able to see it right now, but that is going to be here. You'll have your all-season TrailSport mats right here, the floor mats, and the TrailSport logo right here in the headrests. Personally, I think that it should also be on the rear headrest as well. And you'll also find the underbody protection for the oil pan. As we work our way around back to the front here, we're going to find LED lighting, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and yes, LED fog lights down there on the lower portion of the bumper. You'll find the active air curtains right here. Now, for those of you who live in an area where you need all-wheel drive, especially if you're dealing with a lot of snow and ice more often than not, I do not envy that, by the way. I'd rather have the heat here in Louisiana than 9 months out of the year with snow and ice on the ground. But this is a good vehicle for those situations because it comes standard all-wheel drive. No front-wheel drive for those of you that maybe haven't looked at the Ridgeline for the last couple of years as of the 2021 model year, and that will carry over here into the 2025 model of the Ridgeline. And how about our tire and wheel size? 245 will be your width, a 60 series sidewall wrapped around 18-inch wheels. There is a spare tire, and I'll show you where that is shortly. As far as your side view mirrors go, a few things to talk about here. Number one, you'll have the gloss black mirror caps. Turn signal indicators built in. They're heated, they're power adjustable, and when you push this button right here, which actually I need to do one more thing, which is to start the vehicle, because otherwise this doesn't work, you'll see that they're also power folding. Now you'll notice that I haven't said anything about blind spot monitoring. Well, it's here. It's just located right here instead of in the side view mirrors. Something that's still not on every single Honda model, but when we see a full redesign of the Ridgeline, I think that's going to change. And here is your remote. All of the features that I know you like are going to be there, especially remote start. That seems to be one of the top features that potential owners want. It is a proximity key, and it does have the walk-away feature. And we'll finish things up here on the rear. For 2024, one of the changes that came with the refresh for the Ridgeline was the stamped Ridgeline logo on the tailgate right there, or should I say in the tailgate. I told you about it, but I'm going to show it to you as well. There is the TrailSport badging on the rear. Under the hood is the 3.5 liter V6. It's the VTEC from Honda. It makes 280 horsepower and 262 pounds-feet of torque. It's a naturally aspirated engine, so for those of you who don't want a turbocharger, here's a good option for you. Mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and we'll go right here and hit the button for opening the gas door. You have a 19.5 gallon gas tank in case you were curious about that. It does have capless fuel fill, and that's a great segue into talking about the MPGs. We're looking at 18 city, 23 highway, 20 combined, and 5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Your payload comes in at 1,515 pounds up to 1,599 pounds. and you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. And there's quite a bit to talk about back here with this bed. Starting with the tailgate, we're going to have the multi-function tailgate. It opens as a conventional tailgate, but you can also reach under here. There is a release. You can pull on that and open it this way. And there's a lot of benefit to that. One thing that I really like here is, depending on how far into the interior of the bed something may be that you need to reach for and grab and take out, well, you can reach further in because you're able to get all the way up to the bumper without having to hop all the way into the bed. Not that that's a big deal, but you know what? For some people that might work better. Or it just may be something you want to do because it's convenient. We'll have tie downs in the front and the rear, and a little bit of storage space right here. Let's see if I can get that out. There we go with the storage space. And we also have the bed trunk, and that is the primary reason for this functionality of the tailgate, which, by the way, your bed trunk is lockable if you want to. If you need to lock that to keep whatever's in here safe and out of the reach of potential thieves or whatever the situation is, that's good. Now, you can buy partitions that go into these areas right here and partition it off into as many as 4 different areas or whatever you need to do. You can put ice in here and use it for tailgating. There's a lot of different options here. And a standard feature, let's see if I can get down here, on all Ridgeline trim levels, right here you have the built-in drain plug, so that's going to be useful, obviously. And you also have the tray right here that holds the spare tire and the tools to change the tire. Now, let me see something here. I'm probably going to have to work a little harder to get those tray bolts out of there. I'm going to show you what this looks like. Here's the thing. Did you notice how easily I got that tray bolt out right there? I'm just going to spin that out real quick. You'll take those out. When you put them back in, if it is over tightened, make sure you don't repeat that process where you have to stop the video and take it out by hand without using just one hand. Maybe I just have weak hands, but I had to use both hands to loosen that tray bolt. But I promise you, when you find out that you don't need to over tighten those, it won't be an issue. You'll make sure you take care of that the way you should. Here's how everything looks with the tray that those tray bolts are holding in. Your spare tire, your tools to change the tire, everything is here. Also, right here, the funnel is intended to put gas in the vehicle. If you ever run out of gas and you need to use a gas can, you just put that in to your capless fuel fill, and that's what its use is. Pretty easy to deal with, and that's another functionality of what we have right here, where you can put those partitions. The tray actually slides all the way back. I can't really show you one-handed, but it sits on top of that area. It makes it very easy to gain access to the spare tire and everything you need to change the tire. Now let's talk about what your rear seat passengers are going to find. Plenty of room with the armrest. Always nice to have a good flat armrest, just more comfortable to use instead of having the area up here that might be angled up. And you don't have a door bin or a bottle holder down here, but you do have a cup holder, bottle holder up here, a little bit of space back here as well. And you can raise the seat cushions up and lock them in place to give additional space for cargo. Maybe there's something that you need to have inside. Maybe it's raining, you went and pick something up, but you don't want to put it in the bed and have it get wet. Well, here is a great option where that's concerned. And all you do is use these handles right here to get everything in place, to move it back and forth depending on what your situation is. Depending on where the front seats are located will determine how spacious the rear seat area is. There is a lot of headspace, that's for sure. I'm 5'10", sitting straight up, so that will give you an idea. Find the rear seat pockets, nothing out of the ordinary, and also rear air conditioning vents. And let's take a look down here. In fact, it would be easier to take advantage of that option right there. We'll get the seat out of the way, and there is our outlet right there for the 12 volt. Now, you won't find USB back here, which is a little surprising, but you could use that 12 volt power outlet to put an adapter in and solve that problem. I'm curious to know as well, for those of you who are waiting for a redesign of the Ridgeline, do you want a panoramic sunroof as opposed to the conventional size sunroof that the Ridgeline currently has? It does tilt and slide open, and obviously it has the shade if needed. If you come into Holmes Honda to buy this 25 Ridgeline TrailSport, what can you expect to pay? $47,000 $230. Let's see what else you get for the price. We'll start over here on the passenger side. Power seats for the driver and the passenger, heated only. I hope when the Ridgeline is redesigned, we get ventilated seats here in the U.S. I know Canada has them. I wish we did here as well, especially on a hot day like this in northwest Louisiana. But you will find the upper and the lower door bins here with the front doors and the glove box. Might as well show you what's here. And then as we work our way over here to the driver's side door, seat memory, 2 settings for the driver's side. I'd really like to see at this price point, seat memory on the driver and passenger side. Just my thought on the matter. Tell me what you think. And everything else you expect to see here for controlling the windows and all that good stuff. Your locks, you can lock the windows or unlock the windows. And right here is where you not only control those power folding side view mirrors, but the positioning of the mirrors. You can go into econ mode or out of econ mode right there, and you can see some of your safety features as well. You can turn traction control on and off. I think you know what all is there. Right here, you can drop the lever to adjust your tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. There is the instrument cluster. As of 2024, that's what the Ridgeline has. Part of the refresh that we saw last year. Easy to deal with. All I did was push the home button to change what's on the left-hand side gauge, the tachometer ultimately. You can see what all is there, and you do have your built-in navigation, and basically all that is a compass. So if you need to know which direction you're going and you're directionally challenged, well, that helps. Easy to deal with. Everything here for turning on and off your heated steering wheel, which by the way, you also have a heated windshield. I don't think I mentioned that earlier in the video, but that is something else that's there. So yeah, you might be able to take advantage of that. Nothing unusual for Honda. You have the standard feature of the turn signal indicators that you can control with this lever, as well as your headlights and fog lights. All that kind of stuff is there. And your not headlights. Let's get on track here. The other side, over here, we control the windshield wipers. Get that straight. And the 9-inch touchscreen, standard across all trim levels as of 2024. You have built-in navigation, as you can see right there, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I did pair my smartphone, which is done wirelessly. So that's good to know if you were wanting to know about that. And we can go into vehicle settings right here and see what is there if you're curious to know. Let me show you everything. It's so easy to figure out your way around, not difficult at all. So you can figure out what you need to change, if you need to change something, and then you can obviously go over here and go into general settings, and you have even more settings. If you need to make changes to your smartphone connections, your display, sound, all of that, no big deal. And when I go into reverse, we'll see the multi-view rear view cameras. I do hope that in the future, the Ridgeline will offer the same thing as the Pilot on the higher trim levels at least. It'd be nice to see it across all trim levels, but the multiple camera views beyond just the 3 views of the rear view camera. Front view, side views from the mirrors, as well as an overhead view. We'll have to see what happens. Dual zone climate control, and here's where you turn those heated seats on, and I'm turning them back off. It's too hot today to have that on. And across all trim levels as well on the Ridgeline as of 2024, wireless charging. And you can turn that on or off, as you can see right there. There's a button for that. And then you have your USB options and the 12-volt power outlet. There's your push button shifter. And you can turn on or off, depending on what you want, the auto stop start feature. And also your driving modes are here. So let's take a look at what those driving modes are. We have snow, mud, sand. We go back up to normal. We return to snow. Now you'll have the D and the S right here, so that goes into drive or sequential mode. There's your cup holders. And if you haven't looked at the Ridgeline in the last couple of years, you'll notice that we don't have the built-in armrests anymore here. The armrest is now the lid for the center console, or the lid for the center console is the armrest. You can say it either way. There is a lot of room in there too, so gone is that old style garage door style lid that you slid back and forth. At least that's what I thought of when I saw that. Here's your sunglass holder and some of your other features here on the upper console. You do have home link, all that's going to be here, and a 7-speaker audio system. And if you're curious to know what the audio sounds like, well, I'll give you a quick sampling. And I'll try to stay true to my word and make that quick. I hope that my mic picks that up for you. That's the best I can do. Let's get out on the road for our test drive with the Ridgeline. And one thing the Ridgeline is known for, a comfortable ride quality. You'll still find that here on the TrailSport trim level. It gets down the road without any trouble, at least based on my experience in the situations I've been in, not pulling a trailer or anything like that. So I'm not sure how that would work as far as what difference it would make. Obviously it would make a difference, but how much, I don't really know. Somebody can probably tell us down in the comments section. That's one disadvantage to these short test drives, is I can only do so much where that's concerned. But if you're looking for a mid-size truck that has the nice comfortable interior that this model does, and it handles pretty well, I think it does a really nice job for what it is. And with that all-wheel drive, it does bring some versatility that you're not going to find with all trucks out there. There's a lot of four-wheel drive trucks, but you have to put that in four-wheel drive. All-wheel drive, well, you have that all the time. And so it does make a difference where that's concerned. So as far as that goes, those are some of the big advantages, especially for those of you who are living in those climates where you get a lot of snow. Use that snow and ice mode, and you're going to be in really good shape. I know we had a big snowstorm here a few years ago, and some of the sales staff from Holmes Honda took some Ridgelines home, and we ended up, I think we had snow and ice on the ground for about 10 days. That's highly unusual for this area. And they said the Ridgelines had no trouble getting around. So that's a good thing. The technology here, while it's changed a little bit as far as the overall look goes, it's simple to use, simple to learn for those who maybe haven't had it before. That's classic Honda all the way across the board with all vehicles to this point. The technology is very easy to learn and very easy to use. So you don't have to worry about that being an issue. And the gas and the brake pedals seem to be easy to manage. The brake pedal's not overly aggressive, and the gas pedal is easy to deal with, especially when you don't have a turbocharged engine under the hood. You don't have to deal with turbo lag, and I know a lot of you tell me in the comment section on these videos that you'd rather not have a turbocharger. So that's a good thing. Overall, a very versatile vehicle for what it is. I know there's going to always be people out there that say it's not a truck, but there's also going to be a lot of people who really like their Ridgelines and have enjoyed owning them and look forward to continuing to do so into the future. I'm curious to know how many of you are willing to sit back and wait and see what we wind up with for the 2026 model year. Okay, tell me what you think about the 2025 Honda Ridgeline TrailSport. Is it the most underrated mid-size truck? Curious to know what you think. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this Ridgeline for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe, that way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.